So I'm not really worried about the wins for the week. It's more about these mistakes I made that I could have prevented. A lot of holes in the operation that are not reflecting really where the business is. Personal stuff, I ain't not taking care of my health the way I wanted to. Creatively, I feel like I hit a wall. And mentally, I felt overloaded throughout this week. So now I gotta get back to building systems and putting action behind everything so I can get there and push the business forward, push myself forward.
What's next?
I gotta step it the fuck up. Gotta reset for Monday. Monday's gotta be sharp. So, you know, we just left the gym, just got a good workout in, got some shots up. This morning I went on my morning walk. I got my mind right. You know what I mean? I got back to the gym, got back to the basics. And I normally feel like when I start off my week like that, get back to working out your systems and what regulates me, I'm able to think sharply, I'm able to execute. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like, you know what I mean, I'm reset and recharged for the week. I mean, yeah, I treat business kind of like when I used to, train for anything, right? You got to be prepared. You got to, like, go over your footage. You know what I mean? You got to look at, you got to, always pay attention to the business and to your clientele and figure out where you got to get better at this week. You know, I'm trying to get sharper, and those things going to net to results, which is, income for the company, partnerships, and expansion. And ultimately, I want to see my clients win and get better. That's my ultimate goal. And the most important thing is making sure that they haven't, I'm delivering great service. I'm helping them get from, point A to point B, you know what I mean? And there's a few projects that I'm working on with them. Individually, everybody is in a different space and a different stage of the process, but you gotta serve the people the right way, and what's beautiful about it is we build a community and we building each other up. I pretty much have weeded out a lot of clients who have maybe not as focused or as serious, and like I'll give you some time, but it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? Like you ain't gonna feel the results unless you lock in. I can't hold your hand and just wait on you to be ready. You gotta be ready when you sign up. You gotta be ready when, your number calls. So if you ain't, that's kind of how it is in playing ball. You gotta be ready when your number called. If you ain't putting in the work, how you gonna be ready? It's a lot of guys who got deals on the table or got opportunity in front of them they don't see because they not preparing the right way. They not focused. They not locked in. And they come to me and I think they think I'm supposed to fix their problem. I'm not here to fix your problems. I'm here to show you like where you at, where you trying to go. We mapping plans and systems for that and building community. And if you just think I can't do, I can't do it for you. I'm not an accountant. You know what I'm saying? I'm a skill developer. I'm helping you develop your skill. So that's been one of the, I would say like the biggest things. This is not for everybody. This not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. This not one of them things. If you highly disciplined, you locked in, and if you got experience making some moves, this is the place for you to be. You know what I mean? We entering that next phase for you, so you know what I mean? You can get there, get over the hump. You want to build towards long-term wealth or understanding how deals work or building partnerships and etc. There's a lot of layers to this, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's one of the biggest things from last week, man. No carryover. And if you ask me the truth, like, am I in a position where, let's say, do I feel like I'm in a position where I can afford to lose clients? No, but that's not the responsibility of, let's say, no, I'm not in a great spot to be able to lose clients, but you're better off cutting ties with non-productive clients than you are keeping them. Your business has to have a standard so it attracts the right the right people and the right stuff that's gonna have the right testimonials and produce the right results. All that other stuff don't matter. Like, so don't ever put yourself in a position as an entrepreneur where you almost feel like you begging for something. No, don't ever do that. Just cut ties, move on, move professional. You know what I mean? There's been guys who've been in a program, ain't showed up in 30 days, ain't texting, ain't responding. Cut ties. I gotta cut ties with you. If you can't respond, I gotta cut ties with you. If you can respond and tell me what's going on, all right, we can adjust so that you can still get to where you're trying to go. So I got, you know, a guy like in the program who I'm talking to, and he's kind of in that situation. You know, he got kids, he got his own business, but he a little bit chaotic, and chaos is expensive. You know, you can see that in the guidebook. You know what I mean? The more chaotic you are, the more expensive your life gonna be, because your money just going everywhere. So I'm trying to get him to dial it back, and I think, you know, slowing down for him is gonna be the biggest thing he could do. So I'm gonna slow him down within the program and see if he can execute, because I might not be able to give him, you know, 7 to 10 things to do this week or this, whatever, you know, the case might be. He might just not be able to handle all that, but I give him a couple things to do. He can knock those things out, those critical things out. He'll progress, you know what I mean? And then, but he seemed like he hungry, but I gotta really talk to him, because I'm like, look, if you ain't executing on stuff, it's taking 30, 40 days for you to execute on small projects. How you gonna build your company out the way you want to? You ain't gonna be able to do it. Like, he at the point where he been working for himself. He's built a great clientele for him, but his personal life might not be mapping to where he want to go. So, but if you stay hungry and he can lock in, we gonna see. So I'm fill y'all in on how that process goes. You know what I mean? But that's a big project, and just keeping it moving. So, you feel me? Life of a founder, man. Shit is not for the weak, bro. You gotta deal with a lot of different things that you cannot control, but you gotta have faith in the process, because it's definitely beautiful to have control of your time and control of your life and dictate, you know, who you gonna deal with in order to prosper. I ain't trying to deal with, you know, corporate no more. I ain't trying to deal with weird ass management teams. I ain't trying to deal with none of that. I'm feeling good though, man. That's why you gotta start buying into assets, so you got something to lean on, man. Always remember that. Pay yourself first. Make sure you buying into assets and ownership. Cut down that damn debt. Stop procrastinating and lifestyle chasing, man. You ain't gotta be spending all your bread chasing what? Validation from people who don't even give a fuck, you know what I mean? Don't care about nothing you got going on, bro. Just worry about your mission. I ain't worried about what nobody else doing, how their business is going. I'm worried about improving my business, my systems. That's it. You gotta focus on you, what you can control. Tight-knit group. Having meetings with my entrepreneurship friends. My guys who I see making moves, we having conversations, we having meetings behind closed doors. We making things happen. You can't save everybody in your friend group or your family, bro. I think that's one thing people be confused about, especially when they on the road to being an entrepreneur. You can't save them people who ain't ready, bro. That ain't your job. Your job is to lock in with those who are like-minded. We trying to get some money, build generational wealth, and teach, educate, build community. Community that's on the same page. Flex is hard. That boy zoomed in on somebody whip.